So today will be the Xbox, the classic Xbox era of my gaming history, and I've actually had to write them down on my phone because I can't remember all of them, but I do remember how it all started. It was a GCSE present from my mum, my classic Xbox, which I got I think the summer of next year. So yeah, a bit delayed, but my PlayStation 1 needed a replacement, so here it was. And I went out, and we went out around lunchtime to get it, and we came back, and the first thing I did was run out to Control Zone in Leamington and got Toca Race Driver. Obviously, I talked a little bit about the other three touring cars games. I didn't play the first one very much, but I did play number 2 and the World Touring Cars game. And yeah, I was blown away by just how it ran. Like, the difference between PS1 and classic Xbox is massive. And yeah, and honestly, it was a very good racing game. It was the typical Codemaster standard, good damage, good racing. Weird storyline involving a very unlikable Ryan McCain, when everyone else around him was more likable. I think the story just wasn't that good. You know, it's just you have to play as the most unlikable character in the story, which was a bit bizarre. I also remember a game that is still really fun today. I'd seriously recommend this game, Panzer Dragon Auto. You sort of ride on a dragon, and you can lock onto targets and shoot things. About 10 levels, and your dragon can shift into 3 different forms. That is that's the definition of a pick up and play game. It's just, it's this day it's still amazing to play. Yeah, then there was of course one game that still holds up amazing today, Ninja Gaiden. I played the original version. I think there's 2 other versions afterwards, Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I did also play Sigma as well. I didn't play the Black version, so the one in the middle I didn't play, but yeah, the difference, but the original was more puzzle based, whereas the Sigma update years later was a lot more combat based, and they really pushed you hard, and they even had you play as different characters as well, which was kind of cool. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden, I was expecting more of a Tenchu sort of thing, about stealth and sneaking, but boy, was it an action game. I think it was quite similar to Devil May Cry. And one interesting thing I noticed about Ninja Gaiden was, I got a funny feeling that people who worked on Alundra worked on this as well, because the Gilded Falcons and was it the Golden Scarabs, a bit similar, you know, they have similar purposes. I've got a feeling I got a feeling an idea from Alundra got put into Ninja Gaiden. Anyone else notice that? Not to mention the weapon system was quite similar as well, and the enemies certainly weren't, and the experience certainly was not. But and the way you upgrade your health as well. There's definitely too many links there. Then came, oh wow, boy have I got a lot to say about this next game. So this is a game where it was a sequel to a PC game. I never played the PC game. My introduction to this entire series was based on this game. So I'll just tell you right, and people don't. I was shocked years later to find out people don't have a high opinion of this game. I absolutely loved it. I was baffled when I saw this, but anyway, the game is Deus Ex Invisible War. Oh my god, I just played it through so many times. Absolutely loved the hell out of it. But apparently it's not as in-depth. From what I can tell, it's essentially a console version of it's a sequel that was tailored for the console. It wasn't really meant to ever be I think the whole making a PC sequel was an afterthought. So but I'll try the original Deus Ex at some point in the future, because I have a new computer to do that on, so I will do that at some point in the future. But yeah, absolutely loved the character customization. I loved I love the gadgets. I love the exploration. Yeah, just and yeah, I'll talk about more Deus Ex games in the future, because there's a bit to say there. What was next? Project Gotham Racing 2. I played that one, and bizarre creations. I spotted straight away the way the camera fixes itself to the back of your car rather than lets the car shift, and it's like, hang on, the Formula One games did that, and it's because Bizarre Creations, who worked on Formula One and Formula 97, worked on Project Gotham Racing too. Well, they watched all of them, yeah, too. That was good fun. It wasn't always just about driving. It was also, well, not all about racing. It was also about it tests your driving abilities, such as going through cones and stuff like that. Yeah, great fun game. Then came Forza Motorsport, the original, and it got amazing reviews when it came out. And yeah, full car customization. Yeah, lots of circuits, lots of variety. You can see why it's such a rival to Gran Turismo. Yeah, loved the first one. Then there's an interesting story. Burnout 2. I didn't play any of the other Burnout games, but I did play Burnout 2. A friend of mine, I was with a group of friends, he brought the game over, and this was back in the day, we didn't have to install games to your console, you could just slot the disc in. And we had Burnout 2 is very much arcade racing. You sort of race others whilst, but in traffic, whilst having power-ups. It's essentially Crash Team Racing in a sense, but with actual cars. Realism, no, but great fun. And the fun part was definitely the crash. What was it? The crash mode where you had to crash into traffic and rack up as many damage points as possible, and see how much your destruction cost the taxpayer. I've never seen anything like it. I loved it. It was so much fun. Yeah, great game, Burnout 2. What came next? Only other game to really talk about was Fable. This was before open world games. Before I was introduced to open world games, so I didn't really get on with the game very well. I just didn't enjoy it at all. Maybe I'll try the Fable series again in the future as I'm a bit more ready. Now I've played Skyrim, I understand how open world games work, but I couldn't work out what to do. I think I was trying to bite off more than I could chew. It wasn't. I remember you had to race a character to a door and back, and I don't know where the hell this door was. So it's not the game would tell you. So I was really not ready for. I was personally just not ready for a game like that. But I didn't like the combat system. You had to hold down like 4 buttons to do one attack, which I didn't like. I mean, it needed to learn some lessons. It wasn't Skyrim. It needed to learn some lessons from Skyrim, I think. Yeah, so Fable's sort of like more of a child-friendly presentation of something like Skyrim, but from what I can tell, quite in depth. Yeah, and then one day my Xbox just broke. It didn't take long for that to happen, but I've got great memories of my Xbox. So next time I'll talk a little bit about my Xbox 360. I just remembered there was a Football Manager game on the Xbox as well, 0203, which is just a port of 0102, but with a green skin rather than a red one. And I lost interest quickly, but I'll talk a bit more about Football Manager on the Xbox 360 next time. I think I'll cover the Xbox 360 next time, because that's the next step. I've got to talk a little bit about my Game Boy as well, so I might do that. Talk a bit about some time playing Game Boy as well, so we'll see if that comes later. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a longer one than usual, but that's lots to cover, so I'll decide what to do next. Thank you very much for watching.